everybody, Adam here, and I'm at the 2018 Wings and Wheels event, and today I'm going to show you guys what this is all about. It's phenomenal. We've got an air show coming up. We've got plenty of airplanes, and did I mention the flying sharks? That's great. That's great.
Hello, I'm Ted from the TKM Air and Space Museum, and I'd like to give you a tour of our museum here of aviation and aerospace. So come on with me and we'll take you on this tour. As we start out over here, we start out with a piece of history of ballooning. It's the Montgolfier balloon. Started in 1740, and this is where our museum starts. And then it'll progress along into the Wright brothers, over to the Curtiss model here, And then we'll move on to the Fokker triplane, the Sopwith Camel. And these are, by the way, I should make note, our World War I rather aircraft. And then we come on into the Spirit of St. Louis, the Curtiss Jenny, and the famous Amelia Earhart Lockheed 10 Electra. And then a variety of more of the World War II aircraft, the Hellcat, Curtiss P-40, the Corsair, the Thunderbolt, the Messerschmitt 109, which is a German aircraft. And then we got the British Spitfire, another German Messerschmitt 262, their first jet engine during World War II. Then we get farther down the line here into the 50s, we got the MiG-15, the F-86 Sabre, and then we go back into World War II here, the B-24 Liberator, Mitchell B-25, which is part of the Doolittle Raiders. And then we do the Paul Tibbets B-29, the Enola Gay. That's unfortunately dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima. Then we got Chuck Yeager's Mustang P-51. As we come on around here, we've got the B-26 Marauder, working our way to the Curtiss P-6 Hawk. We've got a Japanese Zero, the P-38 Lightning, the B-17 Flying Fortress, and then of course we have a combination C-47 Skytrain, which also in the past would put up these gliders, tow gliders up in the air and then release these gliders. They did a lot of that during World War II. And then here's just some German stuff during the war, the old German field phone, the V-1 rocket, and then the Flat Gun 38. Then we got the V-2 rocket as well. Then as we come along, we got the Hindenburg. And then we have the complete array of the presidential fleet of helicopters. Then we have the Lockheed Constellation, the China Clipper, the T-6 Texan, and the Hughes H-4 Hercules. Going to the Coast Guard C-130 Hercules here, and the SR-71 Blackbird. Then we come on over here to the Huey Cobra helicopter, the M53 Paylow helicopter, the F-4 Phantom, the B-52 Stratofortress, the A-10 Thunderbolt, the AH-64 Apache, the F-14 Tomcat, F-15 Eagle, F-16 Eagle, Fighting Falcon, and then the F-18 Hornet, C-17 Globemaster III, and then we got the F-117 Nighthawk with the KC-135 Stratotanker right here. That's kind of a combination. It's actually showing it refueling in flight. Then of course we got the Predator here. Moving along to the F-22 Raptor, the Cessna 172, Learjet 35, and the Citation 10. Another World War II Morse code machine here. Goes back to 1945. This is the 82nd Airborne All-American Division right here. Mannequin replica. Alrighty, now we're going into space. This first one will be the Mercury. And then at that, next was the Gemini spacecraft. From there we went into the Apollo lunar module. And then we went to the different Apollo missions. One's Apollo 9 right here. And then we have the astronaut. And this actually is the lunar rover vehicle that was on the moon. This moon plaque was actually attached to the leg of the lunar lander there. Then the giant Saturn V. In the early days, it was a wonderful, wonderful ship. Here we have a picture of the moon footprint. And then basically we just got some pictures of different
Spirit will be launched first.
models and stuff here. We have the Mars Exploration Rover right here.
Mars and Earth are both orbiting the sun, so you're
We have our space shuttle here. This particular model was made 29 years ago. Getting old. And then we get into the X-38. And then these are all of the space shuttle orbiters that were made at the time. There's actually 5 of them. We got the Venture Star. Then we got the Atlas II. Our little solar system here. Then we got the T-38. The Spaceship One. The X-37B orbital test vehicle, the Orion spacecraft, and then of course we have something new coming up. You know, basically it's a space launch system here, and hopefully we'll see that in the future. And finally, the space station, the International Space Station.